Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is your daily go-getterism number 863 for February 12th, 2017. All right, tonight I want to talk to y'all about our health. We got to start thinking more about our health. Y'all know our slogan is "the hood is our health," but we haven't really been talking a lot about, exercising that much. We haven't been talking a whole lot about eating right, and it's time that we get back to that. It's Black History Month, and if you go back farther in our history, you'll notice that a lot of our brothers and sisters were very concerned about their health. When they were doing all of the things that made them icons of our history, and we need to pay homage to that, pay respect to that, and follow suit. Many of them went on to live really long lives. And the ones who didn't, one of the reasons why they didn't live a long time was because they were murdered and martyred, basically. I believe wholeheartedly had people like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King had they not been murdered, then they would have gone on to live very long, prosperous lives, full of quality of life. See, back in the day, our food choices were way better than they are now. Our food choices are garbage right now. Many of us don't want to believe that the things that we're eating nowadays aren't good for us, but that's just the truth. They aren't good for us, and we have to start paying greater attention to the things that we eat, because we think that as long as we eat salads and we eat fruits and vegetables that we're doing okay. But we have to realize that there's a plan in effect right now that is ruining the nutritional value of our produce. So the produce that we may have eaten back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and even the 80s is not the produce that we're eating today. So I'm going to make this kind of short, and I'm going to make it as informative as I can. We need to start concentrating on more organic living. Now, I know for a lot of you, as soon as you hear the word organic, you start thinking, it's too expensive. I can't afford this organic stuff. And other stuff is just as good. You may have even read some stuff that tried to justify GMO being just as good as organic, but it's not. And what I want to tell you about organic is this. All organic really means is that it was grown naturally. So it's like back in the day when you would have some seeds and some dirt, and you would plant the seeds in the dirt and water it and give it light, and it would grow. That's all organic is. It's the way nature has been for millions of years. For however long the earth has been in existence, that's how long we have been eating organic produce. There shouldn't even be a word called organic. There shouldn't be a word called organic. It should just be natural. But the reason that we have the word organic is because we have an alternative to natural. We have an alternative to organic, and that's GMO. GMO means genetically modified organisms. So it means that they have taken a naturally grown fruit or vegetable, and they have done some things to it to make it be able to reproduce at a higher rate and take some of the nutritional value out of it. Now you have to ask yourself, why would you take the nutritional value out of the produce? It's a good question. And I'll say this. It's hard to really understand the motivation of the devil. I don't understand why the devil does things that he does. Only thing I can really say is that the devil is not interested in you having quality of life. The devil is interested in making money from you. And they can make a lot of money by taking the nutritional value out of your food. See, everybody has to eat. Get it? You can't live without eating. Eating and drinking. So if they can poison your food and your water, not a lot, but just a little bit to keep you from ever being 100% healthy, but keep you just a little bit sick, think they can make a lot of money from you, um, as far as far as medications are concerned. They can keep you in the hospital, and they can make a lot of money off of pharmaceutical drugs that you will willingly take because you think that medicine comes from pharmaceutical drugs. That's what we are conditioned to think. Well, medicine doesn't come from pharmaceutical drugs. Medicine comes from food. The food is your medicine. The problem is when you start talking about GMO, the poison is in the food too. So get it? The medicine is supposed to be in the food, and the foods in real foods. In real foods are whole foods, and whole foods are fruits and vegetables. Things grown straight from the earth. Things that God gave us. Even in the Bible it says it. So if you can ruin that process, and you can convince people that eating organic produce is too expensive for them to afford, and it's not even all that worth it. Yeah. So you make a lot of money off of them in the pharmaceutical industry and in the medical industry. So, I mean, you look all around you. Look all around you. You see all of these incidences of cancer. Everybody's getting cancer. It's hard to believe that you'll make it through life nowadays without catching cancer. Tell the truth. You know that it doesn't look good. It seems like everybody is getting some form of cancer. Some people live through it. Most people don't. And the way that they get through it, from what we witness, is through chemotherapy, through radiation, through surgery. When the real way to beat cancer, avoid cancer, and to cure cancer is in the food that you eat. It was the food that you ate that caused the cancer. And it's the food that you eat that will cure the cancer. But you're going to have to go organic. So let me make sure I make y'all understand that organic is synonymous with natural. See, they, through their propaganda campaigns on these television commercials, these advertisements, and even on the labeling that the food comes in, the so-called food comes in, they'll say things like all natural, but it's not. So I don't have all day to do this video, so this is what I'm going to tell you. Don't eat any seedless produce whatsoever. Do not eat any seedless produce whatsoever. God does not make seedless. He doesn't make seedless. He doesn't make seedless. I can't stress that enough. So these seedless grapes, don't eat them. These, let's see, we have seedless apples, don't eat that. We have seedless watermelon, do not eat that. Ever. You don't want to eat that. Like, I know some of you are complaining that you have to keep spitting out seeds. So what? Actually, with watermelon, you can eat the seeds. You don't have to spit them out. You can eat them. Now, some of y'all are looking at the camera funny like, oh my God, eat the seeds? Why would I want to do that? Because it's healthy for you. That's why. Now, you don't like foods like cherries. You don't want to eat those pits. But watermelon, those seeds are good for you, actually. And they actually taste okay. They kind of taste like nuts. But yeah, you don't want to eat that. And there's something else that I need to get across to y'all. Oh, hybrid vegetables or fruits versus natural fruits. All my broccoli eaters out there, no more broccoli. Garlic, no more garlic. Celery, no more celery. Corn, out of here. I mean, think about corn. When you eat corn, you notice that it comes out in your waist the same as it went in. Do you think that's normal? No other food does that. It ain't right. Think about it. It ain't right. So because it doesn't break down in the digestive process, how can that be food? Too much has been done to corn. Skip it. and it's never organic. It's not. It's just not good. The reason that broccoli isn't supposed to be good for you, even though on some alkalinity versus non-alkaline charts, they have broccoli down as being high in alkalinity. But in the Dr. Sebi chart, it says he says no. And I can't blame him. So, for the purposes of this video and this exercise, we're going to follow the Dr. Sebi way. All right. And peace to Dr. Sebi. May he rest in peace. He was in his 80s. I believe that he probably would have lived to be 100 years old or more. And he knew how to cure cancer. He knew how to cure diabetes. He knew how to cure AIDS. He knew how to cure heart disease. He was amazing. And he did it all with food. He knew what food to eat, and he represented. So please look up your hybrid produce versus your natural produce. Oh, this one last thing before we end this video. Organic. You're going to probably complain about the price of organic. And like I said, they want to price organic higher so you'll be discouraged from buying it. One organic apple has 4 times the nutrition of 4 GMO apples. So when you see the little label on any organic produce, you'll notice that it starts with a 9, where the GMO produce starts with like a 3 or 4. Any other number that it starts with other than 9. I'm talking about those little labels, that we think we think that stands for the identification label when we go to the checkout counter. That means that's GMO. I'm trying to tell you. Watch. When you get any organic produce, you can test this out yourself. It'll start with a 9. Everything else will start with anywhere from 1 to 8. And you may think that if you get something that's 8, then that's close to 9, so that's good. No, actually, that's the worst. Anyway, like I said, one organic apple is worth 4 times the nutrition of 4 GMO apples. Now, this is important because when your body gets the nutrition that it needs, it shuts down the hunger process. You don't get hungry anymore after the body gets what it needs. I may have to get into this a little bit more at another time, but I want y'all to remember that. One organic is worth 4 times the GMO. So you'll save more by paying more. In the long run, you'll get more from the organic than you will from the GMO. And they don't want you to know that. And that's why they price the GMO so much cheaper than the organic. So you'll say, screw that organic. Now, I could go into more about the conspiracy and all of this, but we can't do that tonight. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, we have to take stock of our health. We have to take charge. I want y'all to use the internet for what it's worth. Use it for what it can do for you, instead of using it for what it can do to you. We have to do better, and we can do better, and we will do better if we get it together. So look up hybrid vegetables and fruits. Look up GMO versus organic, and look up alkaline versus non-alkaline. And that's a good start. You'll find some videos on YouTube too, so that's a good look. The Daily Go Getimism Show is every single day, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call-in number is 319-527-6199. You can listen online, blogtalkradio.com/Sun752. Peace. Y'all have a good night.